Hello, or perhaps welcome back to another Mr. TraveLux video here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If we haven't had the pleasure to meet before, my name is Addison. I'm the founder and CEO of Reliant Destinations and 𝗏𝐼CaribbeanLuxury.com. It's always a pleasure to have you here, and we are always here to help. So what is this video today? This video is about a very nuanced topic, and it's a topic that is sensitive for some people, and we're going to address it head on here. And what is this? It's about crime, the Caribbean, and sandals in this new year. So let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it straight up front. Before we dive into this video, I do want to mention that my team and I at Reliant Destinations, we are a Jamaican-based team, and we are always here to help. At any time, we want to make sure that you have that perfect trip to tropical paradise, bringing those memories for a lifetime. So we want to make sure that you have the best service, the best expertise, and of course the best value guaranteed every single time. Also, on our website, 𝗏𝐼CaribbeanLuxury.com, there is a new tool, a tool you don't want to miss on there. It's a tool which allows you to answer a few questions to see which of the properties are best suited for you. So you definitely want to have a look at that if you are thinking about which property might be the best vibe alignment for your vacation desires. There's also a new tool which we are proud to release, a fresh tool. And this tool is a value checker tool. It's for those people that might be watching this video, but you already booked your Sandals vacation. So it allows you to make sure that you got the best value on that. It's a really nice AI tool that we just developed. So you're welcome to check that out as well on our website, 𝗏𝐼CaribbeanLuxury.com. But for now, let's go ahead and dive straight first into this video about crime, the Caribbean, and sandals here on the Mr. TraveLux YouTube channel. Let's go. So when you are thinking about your perfect vacation, there's a lot of things that come to mind. Of course, you think about a beautiful destination. That, of course, is one of the first things that pops to the brain. But also, you think about what your experience is going to be like. And for a lot of people, what that experience includes also is safety. Whether it's something you think about a lot or whether it's something that's just hanging out in the back of your mind, safety, of course, is predominant to everyone. So let's talk about safety, sandals, and of course about just Caribbean culture and crime in general. Now you say, why am I making this video? Well, I'm making this video because we get a lot of questions asked about this topic, and that's just the truth of the matter. And there's also things that you're going to see. So there's things that you see happen all the time. So whether it's something, for example, where you have an island that's just off the coast of Venezuela, where you have the current U.S. presidential administration that is dealing with things in that area, or maybe it's something, for example, where you happen to see that the U.S. State Department put out a new alert about crime in Jamaica. And, let's talk about these things and talk about them authentically. And of course, where better place to talk about them than here on the island itself. So I'm standing in Jamaica right now, and actually I'm filming this video just fresh off the hurricane when you would think there would be a spike of crime, but the data has proven that it's much different than something like Katrina. So let's dive into this. So first and foremost, I can give you my personal perspective. So just a little bit about my company. So Reliant Destinations, we have been working alongside Sandals Beaches as exclusive partners. For us, Sandals Beaches is our life. Long story short, I used to own travel agencies that was in Europe, in the UK in particular. But with that, I realized that, you cannot be great at everything. You can be mundane or maybe even mediocre at different things. But at the end of the day, you need to really specialize in terms of being able to provide really good service and really good expertise. So that's what I decided to do. I did an audit of the top 100 brands in a lot of different destinations that were of interest to me, and I fell in love deeply with Sandals and Beaches Resorts across the Caribbean. So ever since that time, just right before coronavirus, my life has been Sandals and Beaches. So for me, I am no stranger to the things that happen, and yes, there are things that happen as with any big brand. So Sandals, of course, is across a lot of different islands. We see Sandals in Jamaica. Sandals is a Jamaican-based company. Of course, we also see Sandals in islands where there's only one Sandals, like Antigua, for example. We also have Bahamas, where there was two, now there's one, and a new beaches resort being developed there. We have 𝘭𝘆cie𝗂𝘁 Islands, where there's a Beaches Resort. We have the beautiful island of St. Lucia. I love St. Lucia so much. St. Lucia has 3 gorgeous Sandals resorts there. Of course, the stay and play between all 3. So something to highlight there. We have Barbados, where there's 2 Sandals resorts, but they literally touch each other, and you just seamlessly go in between them, having the best kind of experience. You have Curaçao, one of the newer resorts, Sandals World Curaçao, which is a Dutch Caribbean experience. It's a whole different vibe to the rest of the Caribbean. It's something very, very unique. We have Grenada. My heart loves Grenada so very much. You have a gorgeous, gorgeous resort there with an amazing spa and a really, really, really nice views. So I think you're starting to get the idea here that when it comes to Sandals, there is so much beauty out there. So when it comes to different islands, it's true that the culture does change. But the one I think about Sandals is Sandals plants its flag on places where there is a great culture, places where there's beautiful destination, and in safe locations. So let's talk about like Jamaica, for example, to start, because it is true that out of the whole Caribbean, Jamaica definitely has the most of U.S. State Department warnings that comes out. Now, a lot of people every year, they try to cancel their vacations, or they get really upset because the U.S. State Department put out a level 3 or level 4 like crime warning alert about the island. But guess what? That's been happening for many, many, many years, even way before I started doing this. So it's nothing new whatsoever. But often the media in North America loves to capture that and pretend like it's a whole new incident. It's not. It's nothing new. In fact, I would say right now, crime is definitely down across the island. And in terms of crime as well, usually it's not tourist-impacted crime. So often it's in segmented areas in certain parts of the island, not where resorts are. It usually stays in that area, and often it is something that is like drug on drug type crime. It's not something that usually affects tourists. Even kind of criminal gangs on this island per se, they would recognize that tourism is so important. Tourism is the primary GDP of the country of Jamaica and for a lot of the Caribbean islands, and you don't want to scare that away. You start hurting tourism and then everything goes downhill. So I'm pleased to say that even in less reputable brands besides Sandals, generally the safety record on the island of Jamaica and for a lot of Caribbean islands, it's pretty good. Now here in Jamaica itself, of course, Sandals does hire the best of the best. It's just how it is. So when it comes, whether it's a butler, whether it's housekeeping, there's no issues there. Now I'll tell you, even as you can see, I'm actually standing. I'm standing in a sky pool balcony. You can't see on the other side of this camera, but I have a beautiful, beautiful sky pool that's hanging in the side of the building with a gorgeous beachside view. And then behind me I have my gorgeous room here, but I have cameras left all over the room. I have my laptop laying out, and guess what? I've stayed hundreds and hundreds of nights at Sandals. So, and yes, it's true, sometimes they know who I am, they know Mr. TraveLux, but other times I just sneak in there in the middle, late night, headed to the office, whatever it is, and nobody even sees me or knows that I'm there particularly, and I still have stuff laying around. I say that to say that I have left cash out, I have left valuables out, I have left all my technology out, some very expensive things, nice imported drones, all kinds of things like that, and I've never ever had an incident at hundreds and hundreds of nights at all the islands, all the Sandals resorts. So am I saying you should come to Sandals and leave all your stuff hanging out like me? Probably not. I have a high risk appetite on that kind of stuff, but what I'm just saying, I'm giving you an example of the level of confidence that I have. Same as well, when it comes to beaches resorts, the family resorts, I take my kids. I have 2 young boys. They travel with me every year, at least once, to one of the resorts. And that's something where, I put my money, my time, my confidence where my mouth is. And so I wouldn't take my own family, my own kids to these places if I didn't believe that they were safe. In fact, I'm not someone that likes to even leave my kids at something like a daycare, something like that. It's not really my jam per se, but beaches is definitely one of the only places out there where I feel extremely confident to get the childcare system for my kids to hang out in the day camps and really, really enjoy that. So just a couple of notes there, but Jamaica, it is a really, really great island. And it's an island that I'm going to suggest that you go and grab yourself a car and drive all around by yourself. No, not unless you know the island really well. I do drive myself everywhere in Jamaica, but I've spent a lot of time here, know the culture, know all the locations very well, including the places not to go. Sometimes knowing where not to go is the most important thing in taking a trip. And of course, that's where we step in at Reliant Destinations with our complimentary concierge services. We know these places very well, and our team, is here in the Caribbean. So when it comes to answering your questions and helping you choose a perfect vacation, and especially thinking about things like excursions, maybe something you want to do off-site, we can give you that authentic perspective there. And we are not shy to tell you, hey, you know what, maybe let's not do that. But we'll give you equally or better alternative to say, hey, here's something that is time proven, is vested and really shows a great safety record, which you're going to have a great experience on. So that's where we step in to really give you that behind the scenes knowledge. And that's where a sandal specialist, whether you choose to use ourselves at Reliant Destinations or anyone else, I just say choose someone that specializes in the region, choose someone that knows it very well, and that's not just saying it, but actually has been to these places many, many times, has the connections with the staff, has the connections with the local culture, and can give you that authentic perspective. Okay, now I'm not going to go across each of the different islands in terms of crime, but it's just to mention that at the end of the day, in terms of my guess, so I have literally helped thousands and thousands of couples and families go to Sandals Beaches Resorts. There's no exaggeration, thousands and thousands. And guess how many crime incidents we have had across my whole portfolio of clients? None. None. We've never had a criminal incident that has happened for us. And, obviously, a very high number of the guests that come to Sandals Beaches are our clients. So that says a lot. And of course, without giving away privileged information, my knowledge of behind the scenes at Sandals Beaches as well is pretty similar. Are there things that happen on rare occasion? Yes, it's true. There's something that can happen here, there, and whenever you have so many people, you have literally hundreds of thousands of guests coming to these resorts across the whole Caribbean, quantities of scale. Yes, statistically, there's something that's going to happen. Statistically, someone's going to have an injury. Statistically, someone is going to have something stolen or something like this. But these things are so rare. And I would say if I'm staying in somewhere in America at a resort, I feel more safe when it comes to these Caribbean resorts for Sandals Beaches. So I can't speak for other brands, but at least for Sandals Beaches, that is my own feelings, my own thoughts, and I just want to share that with you there. Also, it's worth mentioning that some of the destinations that geographically are close to other destinations that are less desirable on tourism in terms of safety still can be great. So I'll give you a great example. Curacao is a great example of that discussion right now. So Venezuela has been having its fair share of issues recently in terms of safety, but at the end of the day, Curacao, which is that Dutch island just off of its coast there, is easily, in my opinion, the safest island in the Caribbean. It's one of the few islands where I tell people, yeah, get off resort even without the excursions. Like, go and see it. It's like a mini Amsterdam. You have canals, you have this Dutch vibe. It's a wonderful place. So I say all that just to remind yourself that just because somewhere is in a certain geographical position doesn't necessarily mean it's safe or unsafe. You have to look at the actual specifics of that place itself. When it comes to beautiful Caribbean islands, at the end of the day, when we step back and we think about safety, whether it is here on the islands, whether it's at your own home, safety really boils down to a mental perspective. It boils down to your own risk appetite of what kind of conscious decisions you make. If you travel unsafely at your home and do the same here in the Caribbean, maybe you're gonna find yourself in some trouble that most people don't find themselves in. But if you're someone that travels smartly and you don't put yourself in any crazy situations, you don't go to a resort without asking anyone and just run out and go to explore the local areas without at least having a conversation with someone about those areas, you're gonna be fine. So at the end of the day, no one can promise you safety. I always say that, in my opinion, it's more dangerous to get in your car and drive to the airport if you're an American than it is actually come to any of these properties yourself. So I always feel like my safety is much better here than it is when I'm at home. Safety is a state of mind. The safety is about making conscious choices of good risk. So we invite you to come to the Caribbean. We would love to help you plan that perfect trip. Of course, hello at Reliant Destinations is how you can get in touch with us. We are always delighted to help. We want to make sure at all times you have that best service, the best experience, and as well, Reliant Destinations, we have won like every award that's out there. So we have the top awards, like we are the top like weddings groups and honeymoon specialists that globally we have that award and various other awards. So for us, there's a lot of accolades that demonstrate our commitment to this. But the best thing that I like to say is, even though we have helped thousands of people, we treat each person as a unique situation. So what is right and best for you might be different to your neighbor or someone that you've never met who is radically different to you. Our goal is to help you have that perfect experience. Maybe you have some specific needs. Maybe it's halal, maybe it's kosher, maybe you need something a bit more privacy or not. You know, whatever it is, we can be there to help you with that and to help guide you towards fulfilling that dream that you have in mind. That's enough for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by this video. Please do take a moment to like this video, share, and subscribe. We always do appreciate it, and we look forward to helping you book that perfect trip to tropical paradise. We look forward to seeing you back here. And also, I'm in resorts all the time. If you ever see me, come say hi. I would love to meet you. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.